The Cronos team is preparing some big upgrades for Cronos with version 1.5, and it has some very interesting features, and also one regarding the max supply. If you hold Pro, this is something that you must know. So guys, I would say let's strap in and let's find out. This video is sponsored by Obsidian Swap, your place to make trades directly on the Cronos chain, but also start earning. Today we got a dev blog here by Thomas on X, and Thomas is not just a random guy on the internet, no, he's the vice president of engineering at Cronos Chain. And honestly guys, Thomas doesn't really post it often, but when he does, it does contain some true gems. So let's get right into, guys, the dev update here for September. The protocol team has been busy this month. Here are some early highlights I would like to share. And it's talking about Cronos EVM, Cronos zkEVM, and Cronos POS. And all these three chains will get some very substantial upgrades. Let's start now with Cronos EVM. The protocol upgrade v1.5 is scheduled for testnet rollout next week, bringing significant improvements in performance, usability, and interoperability. What then follows is a list of various technical functions, for example, T-stall or here T-load. But honestly, for the end user, it doesn't really matter. But this really, guys, brings Cronos EVM up to speed again with Ethereum. The same also here regarding memory efficiency. So again, good upgrade for the backend really of Cronos EVM. But this is great for users. EIP 7702, Ethereum Improvement Protocol. So this, guys, is already running on Ethereum, but also on Cronos zkEVM, and is finally coming to Cronos EVM as well. And this, in my personal opinion, is huge. It sounds, again, really difficult, but what it does, guys, it creates a lot better UX flows for new users. Think about it this way. For example, we can now do guest sponsorship. So if you're new to Cronos and you don't have any CRO on Cronos EVM, you simply cannot do anything. You cannot do anything to send a transaction, to do a swap. You need CRO. Especially for that first swap, for that first transaction, things like gas sponsorships are a must-have. So basically, you can go to the exchange with only US dollar or Ethereum, for example, now on Cronos EVM, and potentially the exchange or the DEX can pay the gas fee for you. Moreover, single sign-on and also delegated authorization. So basically, guys, we'll make the use of Cronos EVM a lot better, I think, with this upgrade. Moreover, mempool improved. Not really that important, but for example, gas price bidding and nonce replacement. Overall, guys, we are definitely improving the Cronos EVM chain here with version 1.5. It is mainly some efficiency upgrades, but this EIP 7702 could be a game changer with EVM going forward. Next up, we have the Cronos zkEVM chain. And zkEVM recently had its first birthday, but still, Cronos EVM remains the main chain. Still, we're seeing some good upgrades here for Cronos zkEVM, but one being performance. So it's going to be performing a lot better going forward with version 19.2. But this second one, road to sub-second blocks, that's quite good here. It lays the technical foundation for 0.1 second blocks. So guys, honestly, within the blink of an eye, we'll finish the block on zkEVM. Currently, a block on Cronos EVM is about 0.5 seconds. So this, guys, would be a big upgrade for Cronos zkEVM. And also a significant gas fee reduction in the upcoming mainnet release. And this personally, guys, is huge because currently on Cronos EVM, you're paying like 0.01 CRO. But on Cronos zkEVM, you can sometimes pay up to 1 zk CRO for a simple transaction. So this, guys, is again good. Also in combination with the already existing EIP 7702 regarding gas sponsorship. Personally, I do use the Cronos zkEVM chain on almost a daily basis. So I'm very glad actually that it's still getting some love. But I understand that most of you guys probably don't use the chain. But let me know in the comments down below if you ever use Cronos zkEVM. And also, what dApps do you use? Do you, for example, use Ampli or do you use H2? Let me know in the comments down below. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like button as well and subscribe for some more videos. To finish off the zkEVM upgrade, they also worked on interoperability, prepared a protocol for higher throughput and settlement on the gateway, unlocking cross-chain interoperability. And this, guys, is huge. The whole reason for Cronos zkEVM was to make it part of a bigger ecosystem within zk. So, for example, connecting with zk Sync or connecting with other zk networks. So this, guys, I think will be good to see how zkEVM is actually going to be utilized. Finally, we also got the Cronos POS chain with some very interesting upgrades regarding the max supply of Cronos. But more about that, guys, after the quick word of today's sponsor. You might have heard about Obsidian swap for that trading platform. For example, you can trade easily CRO to Robin all directly on the Cronos chain. However, you can do so many more things. For example, you can go to their own platform to check out the farms. For example, CRO Robin. But there are also many community farms available. Here we have the token pool for diamond hands. And in that token pool, you can go to that platform. You can see you can earn up to 118% APR. Guys, it's very risky, but worth checking it out. Check it out in the link in the description down below. Anyways, let's continue now with the Cronos POS upgrade as well, because this will be version 7. And for anyone that doesn't know, Cronos POS stands for Proof of Stake. So if you're staking for example, the Visa card, or if you're staking on chain, you're typically doing that here on the Cronos POS chain, because that's also where new tokens are created. And it's also very interesting because here they're talking about the max supply module. This will enforce a hard cap on the CRO issuance directly at the consensus layer, ensuring on-chain supply discipline. And this is really interesting because we did have a big controversial mint recently for 70 billion new tokens, basically the famous 70 billion unburn. But I proposed already a few months back that we should try to hard cap the actual 100 billion supply so that in the future we don't get a similar surprise for the community. That's kind of what they're trying to do here. So if there's ever going to be 100 billion plus one, so any other token above 100 billion, that will basically stop the entire chain. So basically, on the chain now, there is a mechanism built in that will check, hey, do we have more than the allowed amount of tokens? If so, we're going to stop everything. So this, guys, is a safety mechanism to keep the supply in check. I do want to say one thing about this, though, because I've been advocating for this for a long time. But I did learn that on Cronos POS and every Cosmos SDK chain, if ever there is a majority of validators in favor, really, of a new proposal, this can be changed. So, of course, guys, this is a good first step, but we will never be completely certain of the 100 billion supply as long as we don't have true decentralization of the Cronos chain. But still, guys, I'm very happy that this is finally getting into the Cronos POS chain, because this is the best way how we can guarantee that 100 billion max supply for Cronos. Then also, small thing, optimization, state execution improvement, reducing overhead. Guys, the Cronos POS chain is already super cheap. If you haven't tried it out ever, you have to pay, I think, 0.00001 CRO for a transaction. So check it out once, guys. I think the Cronos POS is undervalued and also underappreciated. So try it out for once. Those were all the changes upcoming to all the Cronos chains. But what makes me very bullish in general is that now, for the first time ever, I've just seen very open communication from people like Thomas, and also willing to debate what's actually going to change here. So for the first time, I do feel like the community is truly involved in what's about to change. And I really like this change here. Are the actual upgrades truly breaking news? I wouldn't say so. The supply mechanism is really cool. And also, I would say that the EIP 7702 regarding the, for example, gas fee sponsorship paymaster is really cool. But it's not going to bring CRO to $1 tomorrow, guys. But still, I do believe it's good that you guys are aware of what's happening now on the actual Cronos chain. If you still have questions, though, let me know in the comments down below. And otherwise, I would say don't forget to hit the like button and strap in for more Cronos chain news. And also, if you like Cronos chain, check out this video about Cronos zkEVM as well.